What's going on, guys? Is it just me, or does it seem like you pretty much have to be rich to survive in this type of economy and this type of world that we live in? I mean, maybe it is just me. I don't know. I mean, let me know you guys think so in the comments. But it seems like you have to just have so much money to be able to live any kind of life that's comfortable, and at least in the United States. And that's something that I see all over the place. I see all over YouTube. People are talking about it. There's all kinds of expats that are moving outside of the United States that are saying that they're fed up with the cost of living and all the things that are going on. And I don't blame them. And, this is kind of more of like a rant, I guess, versus like an informative video that we have on on this channel. But anyway, man, it's crazy. Things are so expensive. The cost of living in America is just it's gone up so much. If you want to go get a nice apartment, you have to pay $1,800 a month in any big city to be able to have even like a 1-bedroom apartment in some of these places. It's insane. And much less if you have a family. I mean, like if you have a family and you need a 2-bed or 3-bed apartment or house, I mean, dude, you're paying like $3,500 a month at least just for rent, right? So it's so expensive, man. And I can totally understand the draw to move outside the country, to move to, Southeast Asia or, Bali or the Philippines, like all these different places, or even South America and, Colombia. I see a lot of people that are moving down there just because it's so much cheaper and you can, make American money, US dollars, and live a really cheap lifestyle and not have to worry so much about your cost of living and just be able to kind of ball out of control, even on like a regular income in some of these places. It's not a bad idea. It really isn't, because they're just maxing out their lifestyle with the regular income they might have. Maybe they're making 40, 50, 60 grand a year. It's a decent amount of money in certain places of the world. And it's something that honestly I would consider doing. And, I'm very fortunate to earn a good income, but I mean, things are so expensive here, man. I mean, and it's not going in the right direction. It's only going to get more and more expensive as time goes on. I do not see things becoming, less inflationary. They're going to continue to print money and continue to debase our currency, and fiat currency is going to become less and less valuable. We talk about this all the time on this channel. That's why it's so important to have assets, and it's important to have, Bitcoin, crypto, real estate, all the things that we talk about on this channel. You have to get out of cash. You can't be holding fiat currency and expecting to, remain solvent in this type of environment. You have to hold assets. You have to hold, scarce assets. They're going to go up in value so that you can outpace inflation. That's just all there is to it. That's the game that we're playing. That's the game that we're forced to play right now, right? So I can honestly see, man, why people are moving outside the country. I don't blame them. I said this before, I would consider doing it. I'm super close with my family, super close with my parents, but, if they weren't around, then, I probably would live outside the country. I, would like to live somewhere close. I mean, like maybe like Puerto Rico, which Puerto Rico in terms of like cost per living or, cost of living is kind of a little bit cheaper. It depends on where you live and kind of where you are right now. But, one of the best things that they have going on is there's no income tax, as I understand. I think there's only like a 4% tax total in Puerto Rico, whereas we get taxed out the wazoo here in America. So it's just insane. But yeah, I can totally see myself living somewhere outside the country, even Southeast Asia, Philippines, Bali. I know a lot of people in the Philippines, work with a lot of VAs and team members that I have down there. And they love it, and it looks super pretty. I've never been out there before, but that's definitely something that I would explore if, I didn't have family or anything. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think, man. I mean, it's something that I would definitely consider. And if things keep going the way they are in America and in the West in general, then I would highly consider it, honestly, because it's a good deal. If you can go live somewhere, let's say you're living in South America, in Colombia or, Argentina, anywhere in South America, the currency conversion from USD to whatever it is that you're using down there, it's going to be so much better, and you're going to be able to get so much more for your dollar. And another bonus that a lot of people don't talk about or think about, maybe they do, but it should definitely be a lot more prevalent, is you're in that same time zone as the United States, or at least very close to it, an hour or two behind, right? Because if you're able to work in the same time zone, you can just work remote all day long, get an American job, and work from those locations, right? And get the benefits of living in a super cheap spot, having more flexibility, more freedom, being able to probably live a better lifestyle because you're not burdened with so many expenses, and being able to make, American money, right, online, which is the way to go. So, and again, we've talked about that on this channel as well. It's like, if you're not finding a way to make money online in 2025, then man, you guys need to figure it out ASAP, because that's where the world's going. You do not want to be, locked into, having a in-person job. And again, I'm not hating on in-person jobs or in-person businesses or anything. I'm just saying, in terms of like the ideal scenario, that's what I would want, is a job to where I can have freedom, a business to where I can have freedom. I can live anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, and being able to still make money, right? So that's kind of my thoughts, guys. Let me know of your thoughts. If there's anybody who, lives outside the United States that, used to live here, that moved, I'd love to hear your reasoning for, why you guys did. I mean, I just see people all the time on YouTube and online in general talking about how it's so much better outside the country, and, why they are so glad they moved out of the United States and got out when they could. And I think it's kind of fascinating. If nothing else, it's fun to look at and it's fun to think about. But, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts if you have experience with this kind of stuff, because again, it's just getting so expensive, and it's getting ridiculous. The climate of, America in general. And again, I'm as patriotic as they come. I love America. I could not be more proud to be an American. But, at the end of the day, I want to enjoy my life and not struggle so much when it comes to finances. And that's where 99% of people are in this country, is they're struggling. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. Like and comment on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Would love to hear your feedback. Hope you guys kick ass today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.